Okay, what I'm going to try to show here is how you can take two symbols that each have their own place on a timeline and turn them into one symbol so that you can animate the whole thing together. So I'm going to start off by just grabbing all this and say that I want to modify, convert it to a symbol, and we'll call this thing S1. Okay, and that happens to be on layer 1. And we'll grab all this stuff and modify, convert to a symbol, or F8, and we'll call that S2, symbol 2, or whatever name you want. Okay, now I want to animate those. So this first symbol, I'm going to go to frame 5 and hit F6, which makes a copy of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit on frame 10 the same thing, another copy. And what I want to do on this one is, I think, just scale it down. So I'm going to scale it, I think, this way, just for the heck of it. And so what you can see is it bounces back to its regular size at the end of that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a motion tween on it. Just by picking on the first frame in the sequence and going to tween motion in the properties panel. So now you can see what that one does. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this next symbol. So I'll grab the symbol, go to F, or whatever frame, F6, F6. And I'll go to that middle frame. I'm just going to readjust it there a little bit. And now I'm going to put my motion tween on by going again to the first frame in each sequence. And let's just see how it looks. Almost looks like they're turning around. Okay, so that's it. It's pretty simple. Now what I want to do is make that into a symbol I can move around. I want to kind of like make it a master symbol, if you will. So what I'll do is grab all these frames, and I'll do a right click, copy frames, and I'm going to go to insert new symbol, and this new symbol will be called S3, and then I'll just go to the first frame there, and I'll right click and say paste frames, and there it is. We're in S3 right now. Now I'm going to go back to scene 1, and scene 1 hasn't really changed, except that I'm going to grab all this stuff and say remove frames and go to layer 1 here and go to my library and take S3 and just drag it out on the stage. You need a frame though, so I'm going to right click and say insert a keyframe. Now I'll go to S3 and drag it and drop it. Now it's one intact entity. But if I go ahead and go to Control, Test Movie, you can see that it works. And so I'm going to go ahead and close that. And now I can animate this. So I can go to frame 5, hit F6, frame 10, hit F6, and frame 5. I can take this symbol and move it over here. And go ahead and put in a motion tween just to show that that works too. Okay, and then let's just go ahead and test it out. Control, test movie. A little fast, let's slow it down. So click on the background, 20 frames a second, let's say 10 frames a second for now. And test movie. So you can see it happening. And you may want to make that 20 frames long. Let's go here, or a little bit. Let's go to like there. I think I had 10 frames altogether, so let's make this 20 frames altogether. Give it a chance to do what it does. And test. Yeah, it's a little more interesting. Anyway, kind of a simple example, but hopefully those of you who created symbols, which could be almost anything, any kind of an animation, and they're all in multiple layers, and you're not sure how to maybe make them move across the screen or do whatever you want to with them as a separate animation, this gives you a way to do that.